Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt. This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm joined by Ainsley Harriott. I don't know.
I've got fried
Gordon
fish.
Ramsay.
I got fried fish and rice.
Looks all right, actually. That actually looks all right. So, I saw you at the show last night, but I couldn't come into your area.
Yeah, I thought you were just again playing that Top Shot foolishness, thinking, oh, it's like that, is it? You like going on like you don't even know people.
No, I'm not allowed in the area where you was.
What? In fact, got a question. So, with what's happened to Eddie, how many people have just looked at you to give you a double take? Because you were with him. When was the last time you was with Eddie?
A week ago today.
Have you been tested?
3 times.
I mean, proper king up your nose and down your mouth thing. Not
Yeah,
like
3 times.
All right. When was the last time?
I'll tell you, I was tested for the MTK show last week. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I was tested for Milton Keynes on Saturday, and I've been tested today. I've been tested today as well.
Why?
Well, I've been tested today. I've had a test today.
All right. Why did you get tested today? You're at home.
It don't matter. I just got tested today. So basically, in answer to your question, I'm probably more safer than you.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I'm afraid no. No.
Yes.
No.
Well, how many coronavirus? How many have you had in the last 7 days?
What test?
Yeah.
I think.
None.
What?
None.
No, I haven't.
Well, there you go. So
yeah, I eat good. I eat healthy.
Doesn't matter what you do.
I don't socialize with people.
It doesn't matter.
I wash my hands.
Yeah.
I wash my hands even after I put my own underpants on. I'm always clean.
All right, you're just turning this conversation weird now. You're just turning it into a freak show. Johnny, let's talk about last night though. Let's start with Joshua Buatsi. Yeah, Kalic gave him some good tough rounds, and then he pulled out the spiteful streak that we know Buatsi has and got the job done.
On paper, I thought this was going to be a tough one for him. And I know he should have boxed. Oh, God, he should have boxed in the final eliminator. Oh, God, I can't remember the guy's name. But it didn't happen.
Like Caparello?
Yeah, that's it, Caparello. And it didn't happen. So last time he boxed was August. I know, listen, everybody's complaining that they aren't getting their work in. They need to fight often. Everyone's in the same boat. So it's not like some people have got more advantage than another. So in regards to ring rust, in regards to time out the ring, I can't sympathise with him there because it's happened to everybody. I think on performance and what he showed in regards to character, that I think good on him, because when he got popped in the eye, he was hurt, he was flustered, he was befuddled, and had to come through it. And that's something you need to see. I like to see that. I like to see how he reacted. To me, it tells me a lot about a fighter's character and his makeup and how he is. So I did like to see how he reacted. You don't want to see actual fighters, but how he reacted.
Chantel Cameron becoming UK's latest world champion.
Right, let's go back. So last night.
Hold on. My phone's ringing. Wait there.
Sorry for disturbing you.
So I had to answer that.
All right, so let's go back. So we talked about Buatsi fight last night. So afterwards, I seem to have caught another little bit of a shitstorm with my comments in regards to Callum Johnson and Anthony Yard. And people think I'm bitching down on Callum Johnson, which I'm not. It's just an observation. So we were talking about, if you watch the show, after the show, they were talking about where does he go next, about chasing after world honours. And I said I'd like to see him sort out business more on his own doorstep first. A fight with he and the Yard would be like a volcano and a tornado clashing. I thought with Callum Johnson, I said, for some reason, I just don't feel like he wants it. If that came across as though I was insulting him, it probably does. That wasn't the intention. What his absence, his silence, it tells me more than what he could tell me. So he boxed for the world title October 2018. Was it October, November 2018? Yeah. And then the fight before that was what, March last year?
Shawnee Monahan.
Yeah, and that was it. So it's been pretty quiet. I know, obviously, this year a lot of fighters have struggled. They want to get in the mix. I just thought to be in the position he's in, you've got a chance to say you could compete at a level. I just thought, well, why have you gone so quiet? What are you waiting for? You know, you need to start shouting from the rooftops. You need to start chasing down fighters. You need to start making a name for yourself, like chasing the Yards, chasing the Bouts. Funny enough, none of them are shouting down anybody. And so maybe he was the name I picked, but none of them are chasing down anybody. I mean, verbally, coming out of the mouth. You know what I'm saying? So Callum Johnson's fans were responded in a not so happy way, should I say, after that was said. But this isn't a personal thing, because I think Joe Gallagher's I think he's a cracking trainer. I think he's very passionate about his fighters, and I love that. But I just I do read a lot of what's happened with a lot of fighters, what they're doing and outside the ring. What are you going to ask me?
Okay, so just to clarify, because I haven't seen any of this stuff, so this is all brand new information. But just to clarify, did you suggest that Callum Johnson potentially or possibly didn't want a fight with Joshua Bouts? Is that what you suggested?
I alluded to that. I said he wasn't. Alluded to that. Alluded to it.
Do you know how stupid that sounds? Because
I know.
Because Callum Johnson actually did an interview with Sky a few days ago talking about this fight. Correct?
And go on. What did he say?
Well, I haven't seen it, but he was talking about Bouts.
Oh, right. All right. So
he was talking about Bouts. So I haven't watched it. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched it, but I know he was talking about Bouts. So I don't know where you plucked that one out from, Nelson.
Well, so what I'm saying is the three of them. You've got three good light heavyweights in our country that are chasing world honours. Two of them have already boxed on the world level. Bouts hasn't yet. Why are these guys not chasing each other? Why are these guys not trying to stamp with authority, pissing on a tree on their own doorstep, and make themselves stand out instead of saying, "No, I'm going to do my own thing first before I come back and deal with you lot." That you know, when you become a champion, then you think, right, I've crossed all the T's. It's not going to be, well, why didn't you fight him? Why didn't you fight him? We've seen it time and time again. You get so many good fighters, like you have Junior Witter, Ricky Hatton. Why did they never fight? But hope to God we don't have the same with Tyson and Joshua. I hope that never happens. I hope that's not the same scenario. But we've got three good light heavyweights, world-class light heavyweights in our country. To me, it's like putting them under pressure, to making them get in with each other.
So, with regards to Anthony Yard, obviously that one, him being with a different promoter and a different network, obviously that is
everything's possible. So is it
I'm
impossible?
not saying it's not possible. What I'm saying is it's slightly more complicated to make than Johnson against Bouts, because that could easily be made. They're both under the same promotional outfit, and that fight could easily happen. But the Yard fight takes a little.
So what you're doing? So that little spat alone has got people talking, got people saying, "What are you talking? You're full of shit." So now the pressure's going to be on, because I'm either Callum Johnson's going to think, "You know what? That's bullshit. I'll show him." Or Joshua Bouts is saying, "Now, you know what? Let me just deal with this situation." We've got to pressure these people into getting in together instead of developing amnesia, saying, "No, I can't hear him. Who are you talking about?" So I'm kind of glad I've set the cat amongst the pigeons, because now people are talking about more talking. They're going to demand it more, because, as you say, that fight could be made. What are you smirking at?
Nothing. I just you upset everyone every day, or someone every day.
I don't mean to. I'm a nice guy.
I know you're a nice guy, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I would never suggest that Callum Johnson wouldn't want to fight bouts.
All right.
I wouldn't think that. And I wouldn't say that vice versa about any of them, really.
All right. Anyway, carry on.
You've probably got an agenda behind it anyway. So we'll move on from that anyway.
What do you mean I've got an agenda? With who?
I'm just saying. No, I didn't say it. I'm just reading some comments on Twitter and the people suggesting that you may have an agenda.
I actually, that does make me chuckle. It does make me chuckle. It's like, you know, when they do those conspiracy theories, you know, they don't want us to see that. Who the hell is they? Who are they? So now it's Nelson's got an agenda. With who? I don't get it. With who? Okay.
Well, listen, I hope some of these fights do get made because, like I said, that light heavyweight division in this country alone can make some very, very good fights. So,
see that? Exactly. And who benefits? We do, what the fans do. And the fighters get the credit they deserve. And it's not always going to be that question mark. Why don't you fight him? Why don't you fight him?
Okay, let's run through the other card.
Yeah.
The other fights on the card, sorry. Chantel Cameron becoming WBC World Champion. As dominant as a performance as you're going to see. There was obviously a wardrobe malfunction going on with her opponent.
Apparently a sports bar company have...
You're making it up.
No, I'm not making it up. And I don't know if they've officially made an offer of a deal for Odoho, or they've just sent a load of sports bars to boxing. But
you just made that up. I don't believe.
No, I've not made it up. You see, hot off the press. I know the company. I know. Me know that.
Yeah, but why would Chantel Cameron beat her? So why would they be doing it now? It would have been obviously better to have. You know what I mean?
They want to get in the mix. They want to say, look what we can do. We can save you from little wardrobe malfunctions. Let's not talk about the nipplage. Let's not forget about it. Let's talk about
mentioned nipple.
the fight.
You mentioned nipple.
I thought. Obviously, there was a weight. She didn't make the weight, so she was well and truly over the weight. But she was tough. She was number 3 WBC ranked in the world. Chantel was number 5. And I think Chantel boxed wicked. She was smart, she was sharp, and she had to be, and she was determined. I loved it. And you know what? She's good on her. She well deserved.
Absolutely. And off the back of that, obviously, now it's just the world title women's triple header coming November the 14th.
Yeah.
Taylor, Terry Harper,
Nice.
Rachel Ball, fighting for the vacant WBA title against Ebony Bridges. So, yeah. Who ran the world? Who ran the world? Alen Babic.
Yeah.
The savage.
You know what? He's such a nice guy. I don't know how far he'll go, but he's a nice guy. He's such a character. And I like him. I'm not saying that he's going to be a world beater. You know, and I'm quite sure if anybody's honest with him, to his face, should have said, I'm not saying that now. And he said, look, I want the haters to doubt me because you flew me on. But he's a nice guy, and I love his determination. I love his attitude. I love his mindset, everything about him. I do think he's a cruiserweight. If not like heavyweight, he's a cruiserweight. But he wants to be like Jack Dempsey. He doesn't care. He wants to maul him. But I do like him. And I'm liking his journey.
Yeah, I tend to go along with that. I think he's definitely exciting to watch because you literally, you do know what you're getting. I think that's what it is. And I mean, I don't know how many different fighters he's going to be able to maintain that kind of fast pace, in your face, relentless front foot pressure. But it's exciting to watch.
It is. That's what you want. So to me, I think his entertainment, bums on seats. You know it's going to end sooner than... we think it's going to end sooner than what he'd anticipate. But as long as he's in there with exciting fights, you can think of some wicked fights. Can you imagine him against Dave Allen? There's some exciting fights there that for us domestically to get our teeth into.
Saw the debut of John Hedges last night, and
18-year-old, 6'5". Was he super middle?
Yeah.
I think he's very, very green, and unfortunately, that was his introduction to the pros. Even though he might have been a good amateur, the pros is a completely different game, and he's got to take the criticism. He's got to take the bumps and the knocks. It's not going to be smooth sailing. I didn't think he won. I do think he looks vulnerable, but he's a kid, and he's got that time to grow. So if the negative comments he's hearing from me come across as offensive, they don't mean to be. What I'm saying is I've got to do these things to make him understand. Look, there's a lot to work on, and he got lucky last night, and so I just think with the height and reach of him, he's unbelievable. He wasn't a football body movement, but of course he's going to get criticised. That was his first professional fight.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I saw people's comments about it. I just, give the guy a chance, I suppose. Yeah, it was a tough opener for him. It was a very tough opener for him against the Gap.
No, but wait on a minute. Even though his opponent came in at late notice, but then again, late notice these days don't mean jack because everybody all he can do is train. So he's probably not as good as what he thought he would be at this stage as a professional, but with the height and the reach that he's got for the weight he's at, hopefully matchmaking is everything with this young man. They've got to match him right. If they match him right, then his development, we'll see his development in front of our very own eyes. If they don't match him right, he'll get caved in, and they'll spoil a good talent.
Just a word on the fights between Udofia and Harding. Also,
wicked fight. Udofia's bad. He's a bad man. He's a proper. I rated him. You know what? And Harding, you got to give. What's Harding? 36, 37, 36 years old. Udofia's he was 27 years old. But you could tell he had pace, he had movement, he had snap. He's bad. I liked him. He actually stepped it up. Second half of the fight, and Harding he was starting to look old, and he was gutsy, but he started to look old. Or Udofia made him look old because good feet, good movement, good confidence. I liked him. I did like him, and I think he's number 10 in the British rankings, and I can see him flying through the British rankings, given the opportunity.
Akib Fiaz, Jamie Moore's fighter against Kane Baker.
I said this last night. I'll say it again. I think he's better than what you think. I think he thinks he's better than what he actually is at this stage. He's a good kid, technically on point, but he's got Jamie's got to pull the reins in on him and say, right, give him a quality check. He's a good fighter, and this kid potentially can be very good. He's not a banger, but he's a good boxer, and he has the confidence of a better boxer, but he doesn't match his ability yet. So Jamie's got to control him, and it's too early to so one second. Oh, sorry. How do I do this? Come on, away. It's too early to. For the things he was doing in the ring, he doesn't punch hard enough to get away with it, and he's getting involved in scrappy situations that he's actually better than. And that's because he's trying to box like a puncher, like he's got some punch power to concuss fighters to back him off. So he needs to be sharp. Give it time. That was his his matchroom debut. Yeah, was it his matchroom debut? 5 fights. Was it 5 fights? He's had 5 fights.
He's fought under. I'm sure he's already fought under matchroom.
Yeah, he's had 5 fights. That was his 6th fight. His 6th professional fight.
6th fight, I think that was.
Yeah.
You obviously were talking to Dillian Whyte last night.
Yeah.
What
in good spirits. Dillian's in good spirits. He came over to you know what? I think the guys that box under Dillian, it's the school of hard knocks. He makes sure his fighters have an opportunity, and if they fall flat or they can't make the most of that opportunity. Then he's saying, look, this is one of those things. But he's making sure a lot of fighters from his area, from that come to him. He's giving them an opportunity, and he's going to show his support for them. I like that family feeling, that family atmosphere. I saw them all. Well, they're all hanging. All the fighters they kind of hang about on the balcony afterwards, socially distancing, of course. But it was like a family. It was a good vibe, and he made them feel as though if you didn't know who Dillian was, you would think he was a world contender. You just think he was one of the boys.
Did he say anything to you about the rematch coming up?
Can't wait for it. He said I can't wait for it, and it will stop him, which made me worry, because usually when you go for the stoppage, you don't get it. When you go to box someone, you end up getting the stoppage. If he goes for stoppage, I mean, to try and crease somebody up, then that means you're giving the man a chance. If made you getting a gunslinging fight, we're both flinging hooks in reach. It's a case of who lands first, not who's the best. Dillian needs, if he's going to do that, he needs to beat him up long, like he was doing before he got stopped, and not crisscross with this man.
What are your thoughts on Deontay Wilder splitting with Mark Breland?
Exactly the same as Dillian's stupid. To me, Breland was the only brains, true brains in that corner that knew our sport inside out, that understood our sport inside out. So obviously they split up because of the disagreement, I'm assuming. What else would they split up? That means Deontay disagrees with him, he disagrees with Deontay. Deontay hasn't got the experience of Mark Breland. Mark Breland was a slickster. He could fight. Why would you? I don't understand. I can't. Okay, we can assume the split is about, you know, him being thrown under the bus when he got stopped and the towel was thrown in. But to me, I just think, why would you get rid of him? Why would you do that? Where's the knowledge? Where's the wisdom? Where's the expertise that you're going to work with? I can't think of anybody else that you can work with that will actually be able to. Mark Breland is not a loud, braggadocious individual that said, look at me. He's quiet, he's calculated, he's smart, he knows what he's doing. And he doesn't want the limelight. He actually reminds me of that side of it. Reminds me of Ron McCracken. Ron McCracken doesn't want the limelight. You know, he wants to be sat in the audience watching his fighter. He doesn't want to do an interview. And that's Breland. He just wants to do his job. That's the kind of people you want. Why would you get rid of him? That's a no-brainer.
Why wait 7 months to do it from the Fury fight?
What makes you think he has? What makes you think we've only just got the news now?
Just assuming that it happened around the time that it was put out there. I'm assuming.
Maybe. Maybe it's just got out. Maybe it's just got out. Maybe that decision was made after when he lost. You know, we don't know. So it's not, because I can't imagine. It's just happened now. I reckon we're just hearing the news now.
I mean, I think Tyson Fury has said in the past, hasn't he, that he'd get Breland on board. I mean, is that the maddest thing in the world? Like, just for the trilogy fight, if Fury was to bring in Mark Breland into that camp?
Emmanuel Stewart used to do it.
Not as his, like...
Emmanuel Stewart used to do it. Emmanuel Stewart has worked with 2 fighters that box each other. Emmanuel's done it. But then it's about the integrity of the trainer, and do you trust him? I wouldn't do it if I was Tyson Fury. I wouldn't trust him, and I'm not. And that's so again. No,
I think people understand what you mean.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do it. But I know it's business, but I just wouldn't do it. To me, it don't make sense. You're that person, you've got to trust them 100%, and so they're going to be a friend for life, even if they're not. And so I'd struggle to have my opponents, the guy that's tried to work on beating me twice, is now jumped ship to join me. Yeah, I just think, no, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because you keep telling him stuff he shouldn't know.
It's interesting, isn't it? Obviously, because Wilder's got Jay Diaz and Ed Breland. It'd be interesting to see if they bring in someone else. I think I read that Malik Scott might take more of a lead role in the training as well.
No, but listen, this is all speculation because, again, we've not heard anything from the horse's mouth. We've heard it from people around him and his people, or people that claim to be his people. So, again, it's not fair that we give him a verbal beating, bashing for things that are said concerning him. Unfortunately, the book stops with him. So, therefore, he is going to get the verbal beating and bashing because it sounds like it's coming from him. They are foolish decisions, foolish things that are happening. But I'm quite sure some meat will be put on the bones eventually.
Interesting. I mean, we don't even know whether Fury and Wilder will happen this year.
What do you think?
Don't know. I go from the comments of Frank Warren and Tyson Fury, and the last 4 weeks or so, it's been almost like, we want Tyson to fight, even if that doesn't fight with Wilder's not going to happen this year. Fury's going to fight this year. I don't know. It just points to the direction of
no fight.
It might not happen. I hope I'm wrong because I do want to kind of just draw a line under that now.
I think everybody around Wilder should tell him, do not do that fight now. Everybody around him, I'm hoping that's what they're doing. I'm hoping that's why he sacked Mark Breland. Because Mark Breland's pleaded and saying, listen, don't do that now. If you do that, you're done. Because mentally you won't get over it. I'm hoping that's why he sacked Breland. I'm hoping he's got, if there is true friends around him, and they're really looking out for his best interest, that's what he should be telling him. If they're really his friends. And it's not until he's my age, he'll look back and think, damn. And he'll realise they're not because anybody in the right mind would never tell him to jump straight back in again. They just wouldn't. He's catched a beating twice. And each one's got worse than the other. The next one will be worse than this one. So I'm hoping the reason why he's got rid of Breland because Breland said, "Look, don't do it," and he's not endorsed, he's not supported his choice of opponent in Tyson Fury.
Did you talk to Tyson Fury on TalkSport the other day?
Mm-hmm.
What was you doing?
We were just talking. Listen, Tyson's all right, man, and. I tell you one thing. What happens is, and again, and this is the unfortunate thing about our sport. We've got so many brave people on keyboards. They'll tell you this, that, and the other. But when they see you to your face, it's, oh no, I didn't actually mean that. If I'm going to say something, it's because I mean it. It's not because I'm not going to say it behind your back. And so, I think Tyson, regardless if he likes it or not, he'd appreciate that more than somebody chatting shit to him, taking him for an idiot. So I gave my argument and he gave his argument. And that's it. It's not personal because I actually think he's a nice guy, but that's just my point of view. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. It wasn't any, that was it. He was just putting that's how it was dealt with. But I like that. Even when I box, I like people telling me what they're really for because it fueled me to prove them wrong. So with Tyson Fury,
you're the worst fucking world champion this country's ever seen.
But you know what? I proved you wrong by being the second longest.
I'm only joking. Johnny is a bad man. Not for the first 6 fights. You won't. But after the first 6 fights, you were the man. You were the man.
But I just think, you know what? It's just how it is. It's the sport. We think that unfortunately the fans get more gassed when things that are said or not said. More than the fighters.
Okay, well, listen, I'm going out now.
Wait on a minute. Aren't you going to ask me about my fitness plan?
I'm going out now.
Anyway, my fitness plan is... It was Spencer Oliver's idea.
Go on, yes, actually do that.
It was Spencer's Oliver idea. If you go on to getonit.johnnynelson.co.uk and check it out, it's basically 12 rounds of shadowboxing. And you've got me and you've got Spencer, and it'll make you. Why are you looking away, man? And trust me, it's a proper workout. Now, I went up to 19 stone. I've been doing this consistently every day, and I've dropped a stone. That's 19 stone, Mick, can you believe it?
Where have you lost it off your head?
But actually, it was Spencer's idea. So when Spencer said it, I went, yo, Spencer, that's a great idea, that. There's nothing out there for boxers or people that love to box that don't get hurt or don't get hit. And it was just, it's a beautiful, and it's sounding like mad. It's doing really well.
I sincerely hope it goes well.
It's going well. I don't need your help. It's going well. I want you to have a go.
What?
I want to see you. I want you to see at least 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes of shadow boxing.
What, right now?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You see? What? Stop. Just stop. Stop. Stop, man. Stop. See, even your shadow's hitting your back. You're just doing it wrong, man. You just... What are you doing? Oh. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. There's something wrong with you. You're sick. And you know what? I'm glad Jim Moore's boys did what they did. Just cage you. They got you and they got Eddie. Yeah.
That's all right.
You're fucking sick. I wish I should have got my camera on. You know what? This guy's not mooning me, but he's done it the other way round.
Oh, shut up, Johnny. Lies. Stop making shit up, Johnny.
You're sick. You're sick. You know what?
Johnny Nelson, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Yeah, we'll catch you soon, but I appreciate it.
I've got something for your baby.
Yeah, where is it?
I'll show you. It's for you and your baby, not for the world to see.
All right.
You can show them if you want, but it's yours to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going bald. That'll be gone soon.
Fuck
soon
off,
baby
man.
girl
The
drops.
airline's fucking perfect.
That airline will start there soon when this baby drops. Trust me.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
All right, pigs, take care.
Thank you very much.
See you later, bro.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.